met through mutual friends and got the love story for movies truly you used to binge. Bumping gems over my Bluetooth speaker, woozy with hand. He never knew the thing that wooed me was the truth in his lens. In my feelings, typing text, I'm too cool to send. Wasting time disguises, I'm too frugal to spend. Looking for the signs and the approval of friends. Trying to find the ways that I could group you with men I knew before and didn't pan out. Spent part of life without you, but I can't now. You out of town, but come and see about me when you land. Because I held it down while you were out being the man. Just trying to make you understand.
You take me far on what I want, ever dream or pray. You move me from dusk to dawn. There's no patience free.
He hit my line, said he en route. I think it's genius how he knows to meet a need. My ego won't let me speak aloud. He knows we ain't got a fuss for me to wheeze and scream and shout. Commit to being out the box, cause couples need freedom, child. Exes reaching out, but we locking in. Each time we face our fear, we gain some confidence. Got on my teddy and I'm ready for that lock to spin. Counterclockwise so I can greet him as he's walking in. Cause I love the way his smile glows off his skin. That's the text messages I never thought to send till now. I got a Cabernet, a matte red lip and pencil brow. It knocks me off my feet the way he keeps his 10 toes down. He got mine on 4th seat, and now I got the foresight to be his lighthouse in the form of Southern Soul and porch lights. I thought I wasn't your type, but found out I was your all. I'm trying to point the finger for my joy, I know it's your fault.
You take me far on what I want, ever dream or pray. You move me from dusk to dawn. There's no patience free.
All right, boom, 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 and we back. This is your boy Enigma September, and this is the Enigma Sept Hour podcast, episode 179. And despite my my mic just being in place for days on end, now it wants to break dance. I don't know. Now it wants to break dance. Great. Anyway, episode 179 of the Enigma Sept Hour podcast. Thanks for each and every person that's listening, watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Make sure to hit that like button, hit that save button, friend, whatever. Anyway, the guest we have tonight is the one that only Will Crowley. Will Crowley will be in the building. Mike is gonna move for no reason at all. Granted, Will, of course, will be here because he is, of course, running for office here in Tallahassee. I hope you guys can actually hear me right now because, my mic is just acting crazy. Anyway, my man Will is running for Leon County Commission District 2, an office that was vacated, unfortunately, because the commissioner lost the one and only Jimbo Jackson this year, and so now we have a ton of candidates running for that seat, including Will. And me and Will have been cool for a minute, so I want to offer him a seat to holler at you guys, let you guys know what he want to do. Now, I didn't really know Jimbo Jackson at all, honestly, I don't think. But those who know me know my ties to, not into all that, but I got ties. Let's say that. And those very dear to me knew Mr. Jackson and had nothing but great words about him. So definitely a big loss. And so hopefully, as Will has stated on his podcast, on his website, that hopefully he can fill those shoes. I look like I'm in a like I'm in a Spike Lee movie. Hey. Anyway, I need the moving cranes. That's all I need. I need the moving cranes so I can look like I'm moving while I'm sitting down. Anyway, man, shouts out to everybody watching. Ashton, my man, Rundell, man, Rap, yo, King Rap, man, yo, sooner than later, bro. September, we gotta make it happen in September for real. I'm not joking. We gotta make that happen, man. King Rap down there, Lake Wales, Polk County, killing it. September, what up, my boy? I see you, bro. But yeah, my man King Rap killing it down there. Gotta have you on, bro. Speaking of Lake Wales, Polk County, and campaigns, you know what I mean? Of course, my man DJ Bush of the 60-second showcase. He's down there, and actually, me, Felicia, and Mackenzie, my baby, we went down there to Peppa Pig Land. A world, town, whatever. I'm about to die. Yeah, like for real. No, heat exhaustion is for real, and apparently the heat in Polk County is something different. Cause yeah, I was seeing the monkeys. It was a problem. Anyway. We was down there riding through wherever we was at, and we saw signs of DJ's wife, Sarah. She's running for a school board seat down in Polk County. So, yeah, man, we stopped by. And we didn't stop by to see them, unfortunately. But we saw one of her signs. I took a picture next to one of her signs. You can check that out on my Facebook page. So, shouts out to Sarah, making real change in her neighborhood. But also, too, again, my man DJ Bush, if you watch his show, we always have the snacks popping. And so I had to bite this a little bit. Of course, it sounds horrible on the mic. Got my rap snacks. Notorious honey jalapenos. Potato chips. Now, I did you guys the favor and bought 2 bags and ate the first one. So this is only for display. I'm not gonna eat this. Not on the mic because we're the munching on the mic would not look nice at all. Not look great. Not and then also just the audio. The crunching on the audio just wouldn't be nice either. So not gonna do that. Anyway, let me check on something before I get into the news. Okay, shouts out my baby Felicia. I can't bring up the comments on my joint. I need to start going live on my Enigma Sept page. Might come fall. But my wife Felicia says he was an amazing person and principal, RIP Jimbo. So yeah, man. Yeah. So yeah, Will is now running for that seat, and so we'll talk to him at the 30-minute mark. Till then, let's get into Black Eye. Like it's Papa Daniel now. I'm out here in LA. They know me as Papa Daniel. Man, shouts out to Papa Daniel, man. Give my boy surviving in LA during the pandemic and inflation. You doing it up, man. I'm proud of you, boy. Straight up, for real though. Proud of you. If I remember correctly, my boy got a show. Got a show coming up out there in LA. So hey, bro, you want to put it in the comments so that people know what you got popping, and we'll go from there. Anyway, let's get into it, man. Y'all know what we're here for. Hip hop news. Speaking of LA, I'm not gonna give y'all what y'all want just yet. I know what's on your mind. I'm not gonna give it to you just yet. I'm gonna hold off on the big meat. I'm just gonna tease you a little bit. I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play with the spots just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Get you kind of hot and bothered before I give you the big meat. Yeah, yo. Anyway, my man Nipsey Hussle, man, was given a Hollywood Star of Fame this month, this 15th, actually. Shouts out to Felicia. She put me on. She let me know. I was slacking in my pimping, but she let me know that, yeah, man, Nipsey got the Hollywood Star of Fame. Deserved. Unfortunately, of course, he's not here to. This showed y'all way too much, boy. He's not here to witness it, unfortunately. But his family was there, his kids was there. Not sure if I saw London, but regardless, gotta get my mic right, people. Regardless, just happy for my boy. It's a good look for LA, good luck for Cali, in the hood, man. So RIP to Nipsey and salute. Major mark, my boy. You know, can only respect that. Unfortunately, LA for the one dub, y'all gotta take this L. LA gotta take this L, man. I'm so sorry, y'all. Not for Nipsey, of course, but your boy the Game. What's wrong with him? Huh? JC, that's your boy. That's your hoop partner. That is your hoop partner. Don't matter if he was little man's at the time. He was on your squad, my boy. What's good with your boy? That's my man EJ. Yo. What I'm looking at. Also, before I even get into the game joint, yo, thanks for any and everybody who followed your boy here on YouTube. Thank you. Make sure you hit me up. I'll follow you back. If you have a page, you know what I'm saying, I got you. But yeah, big shout out to everyone who hit that follow. So the game dropped, Drillmatic, and apparently some other like subtitle. I don't know. Really don't care. Wasn't here for it. Sorry, the game. I just really hate that I'm sitting here looking like in a Spike Lee movie. But anyway, yeah, so the Game dropped the album, and one of the, I guess, prominent songs, I'm gonna call it prominent because it was the only song I listened to anyway, was the Black Slim Shady. Yeah. So, and you could guess what it's about, who it's about. And man, first of all, the song is 10 minutes long. Yeah, like 10 minutes long for one person that he probably met twice. 10 minutes long. He's not necessarily dissing him the entire time. What he does is he takes the different, I guess, flows that M has used throughout his career, in particular the early part of his career. I don't think Game has a nimble tongue to pull off the fast rapping rap god type M of yesterdecade, but he took on the 2000 flows. And I guess the theme is he kidnaps Matthew, who's supposed to be the brother of Stan, even though M already did that in Marshall Mathers 2, or yeah, the Marshall Mathers LP 2, which I thought was a whack song, but regardless. So apparently kidnaps Stan and uses not Stan, Matthew, who's Stan's brother, to lure Eminem out into the open, kills Matthew, and then battles Eminem. This man put a lot of thought into the song. That's what's crazy. And so he goes into the song and just talks about how M isn't as great as he thinks he is, and he hasn't put out a strong song in so many years, and blah, 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 blah. Of course, he mentions Haley. He mentions Dre Star. Oh, Dre Star, what up, my boy? Okay. Salute. That's how Dre Star, man. Hosted the Moplex Set the Bar Mix Show of the night. But anyway, he going to if Eminem the type of Libra I am, he laughing at the song too. Anyway, so yeah, man's going to this whole thing about Eminem not as good as he is, and he did say one thing that threw me for a loop. I'm not gonna front. He mentioned that Eminem's mom was 15 to Eminem's dad's 22. That kind of threw me for a loop. If that's true, I had no idea that it was true. So that kind of, I was like, yeah, wait, what was this? What happened? Okay, game. I may give you a point for that one because if that's true, I had no idea. But yeah, man. But the funny thing about it is sad, actually, is bro, you sat there and made a 10-minute song about a guy who you claim is not that great. Look, I ain't a big fan of Future. And he ain't gonna get 10 minutes on my podcast, bro. I damn sure. I said I wasn't gonna cuss this episode, but I damn sure ain't finna make a 10-minute song about somebody I'm not a fan of, or I think is like weak. I am gonna get into the Future being a Tallahassee thing. Just hold tight, people. Hold tight. Just be patient. I got you. So it's ridiculous. It's really stupid. Yeah. If the rest of the album is dope, somebody let me know. I'm not gonna waste my time. I'll take that back. The game has always been a good rapper, though. That's one thing no one can take away from him. Even though I did see some video clip on YouTube, someone was discussing the whole ghostwriting thing with 50 Cent in the first project. Now I do think 50 Cent, made some of them hooks or whatever, which I don't think that takes away from the game, if that's true. Even if 50 Cent made song concepts and threw that game, my thing is, if the game was out here spitting, if he was putting the lyrics together, even if 50 helped construct songs because he wasn't a strong songwriter, I don't hold that against the game. So, yeah. But other than that, yeah, the game has always been a strong writer outside of just the name drop, which, again, I've said this before, has to be some, what do they call it? Idiot savant? Is that what it's called? Idiot's a bad word nowadays? I don't know. But the ideal of, like someone they can't do anything but this one thing amazingly. Like his name dropping ability in songs is genius. Like he does it to ad nauseum, but it's like, yo, like to do it for as long as he's done it, that's a extreme skill that I don't know if anyone else can top. So shouts out the game for being able to name drop forever. Like it's a famous person made every day, and the game is gonna find out who that person is and put them in a song. That's genius. I gotta give him that. Other than that, though, yeah, man, it's just It's sad. It's backwards because again, if M wasn't as great as a game wants to make it seem like he's not, you wouldn't have made that song 10 minutes, bro. Like, can you make a song about Dr. Dre for that long, bro? Like, that's who you really should be jocking. Idiot Savant. Thank you, Dre Star. No, that's the what is it, Rain Man? Oddly enough, one of my favorite songs from Eminem. Look, it's me. I don't expect anybody else to like that song, but I love that song. It's silly. It's a very silly song. Anyway, get off that. Speaking of album drops and mic drops, my mic is going to drop. Technically, this is just a bad episode right now. Matt the Stallion dropped her funny named album. I'm trying to read it. Traumazine. It's going to be Trauma and Magazine. I don't get it. Haven't had a chance to listen to it just yet, but just putting you guys on game. Will be interesting because I know my wife is like, all she do is talk about sex. So it will be interesting if she can get out of that. I did read one review that appeared to say that she was able to kind of step out her lane and not just, talk about how much of a hot girl she is and really get into some personal stuff. So, we'll see. Or if those in the comments, if you guys have listened, then you can let me know. So, again, man, shouts out to everybody that's watching. Before I get into the main topic, man, first of all, photography, not photography, my bad. Photos by Enigma Sept is still popping. So, if you're in the Tallahassee area and you need some photos taken, holla at Cho Boy. Actually, I do have plans for a sweet deal in September. So you may want to stick around and find out what's going to go down with the Photos by Enigma Sept. You can find me on Facebook. Just search Photos by Enigma Sept. Also on IG. It's PHOTOSBYENIGMASEPT. And holla at Cho Boy. Also, to my wife, of course, the phenomenal cooking experience just dropped a menu for September. You guys may wonder why I'm so excited about that. If you don't get it, I hope you get it soon. Anyway, because she's gonna get it anyway. Anyway, the menu has dropped. So if you're interested, you can search the phenomenal. That's FENOMINEL. I misspelled my wife's whole name. She's going to strangle me. She's gonna come out that door right now. I was like, I know you did not misspell the company that put clothes on your back. I think I'm playing though. Phenomenal cooking experience. Really put clothes on my back while I'm dripping. Literally put clothes on my back. Anyway, the phenomenal cooking experience. That's FENOMENAL. AL like Aldril, N like Nicholson. You see what my wife did there? FE Felicia Emmanuel. Y'all didn't. My wife's a Gemini. Y'all better watch out. The phenomenal cooking experience, man. Y'all make sure to search that on your Facebook. Phenom 850 on IG. And yeah, man. Get it on. Oh, my mama in here. Oh, first of all, Drake Star with the save, and also too with the shout out. So that's at the Drake Star, man. And my mama in the building. Commercial sponsored by. Yo, for real though. Yo, why do you think I came back, y'all? I picked up the camera and made some money. And it was like, hey, I can do a podcast now. We can sponsor it. If you like to sponsor Enigma Sept Hour, it's Cashapp, $ Enigma Sept. I ain't playing though. I ain't playing. I ain't playing though. Anyway, okay, let's get to it, man. Boston Richey. I told you I am not the gang. I'm not gonna give 10 minutes to somebody I do not like. So don't ever get it twisted. This boy about to get 5. And when I mean boy, I am not talking about Boston Richey, man. First of all, matter of fact, let me just get ahead of it and give Boston Richey all of his props. First of all, let me go ahead and do that. The young boy that came up, did his thing. Now, as far as how he came up, not privy to that. My ear isn't that deep in the streets to know how he came up. There are some speculations, some speculatively thoughts, but regardless, all I know, and I've reported this on the podcast earlier at the Rolling Loud Festival. No, Boston Richey was brought out by Future, and I guess they got the song "Stay Dissing." That's what it is. Stay dissing. They dissing. Stay dissing. Which one is it? I don't know. Something about dissing. That y'all had. I got Biggie snacks. I got gray hairs older than Boston Richey. Anyway, I'm lying. No, I don't. But anyway, man. So apparently the young boy was able to coax. No one comes to Tallahassee for no reason. I was able to coax Future into coming down to Tallahassee. Apparently they went to the Governor Square Mall, bought the mall up, just brought some shoes, and then went over to Holton Street and shot a video, gave some shoes to the youths. I just say in Jamaica, to the youths. And had a ball, had a video shoot. Future didn't have a shirt on. Brave. Boston Richey had a armful of cash. And I'm sorry. Not that I wish harm on anybody. No, don't get it twisted. I don't want anyone to be harmed. I'm glad that everything was safe over there. I'm super happy about them. Happy everything went without a hit. Matter of fact, man, props. I think through all the chitter chatter, we have to recognize that actually nothing dangerous really happened, man. At least not what's been reported as of yet. But I ain't gonna front, boy. I ain't gonna front. I was I'm like, bro, I'm straight. Both me and my wife got jobs and side hustles. And I was eyeballing that money that Boston Richey had in his hand. You trying to tell me to set a group, a swarm of people that live in that apartment complex, dare I say projects, just sat back like it wasn't nothing? I'm just saying, if I'm hungry and I'm a lion or a wolf or even a hyena, it might be a problem if you put some meat in you take a lamb in front of my face. But man, shouts out to JC, man. You know what I mean? Yo, Dre Star, bro. I'm saying, like, bro. I don't know if I'm gonna be that peaceful. I don't care who you are. I ain't gonna say I'm gonna hurt you, but I'm gonna need a stack. Right. I just need 100. Trust me. When I was broke, when me and Raven up was eating on cookies, animal crackers, and juice, because our next door neighbor had WIC and she just happened to give it to us. Bruh, let the game let Kanye come to the Willows with T-Pain with a bag of money. Yeah, somebody would have got back in 2004. Anyway, again, man, thankfully everything was peaceful, man. I guess everybody made it out right now. Speaking of pain, because that's another discussion too. Now I gotta wrap this up. See, I be messing up, throwing in my mouth. Man, I just say this, man. Stop the comparisons, straight up. You know what I mean? Stop the comparisons. It's two different eras, two different situations. Not even sure if Payne could pull off what Boston Richey pulled off today back then anyway. Don't know if we had the infrastructure for that. Don't even know, you know what I'm saying? Plus, from what I know, and I'll say I know much, so if there's people that know more, please let me know. Please get in my ear. But I don't know if Boston is even on like Payne was on back then. You know what I'm saying? And then, again, it's different situations as far as, I don't know, videos, who's the producer, who's the record company exec. You know what I'm saying? Like, people nowadays got a lot more freedom because, you know, making videos and the like is easier because of technology. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, people can move around easier now because of that. The industry isn't as clunky as it was back then. So there's a lot of factors into why T-Pain just come pump some video with Ice-T on Ridge Road or some crap. Who knows? So yeah. So just stop it, man. It's a new era. And I'm gonna say this, and I think this is a good leadway into next episode, or next part of this episode is this. I'm gonna get real serious. First of all, don't text me while I'm doing my podcast. Disrespectful. But I got you though. Just hold tight. Secondly, man, it's political season in Tallahassee, in Leon County. Coming with a primary. A lot of these seats will be decided in the primary, which is just in 2 weeks, literally in 2 weeks. And I see a lot of y'all dumb excited about Future. And that's cool. I get it. I know who Future is. He's not my favorite artist at all. Actually, one of my least favorite. But I recognize who he is. And, you know, I'm glad that, again, Boston Richey was able to pull off what he did, and that's cool. I don't know that young man to hate. I don't know his music that well. Just stay disjoint is dope. I do like that. So, yeah. But, bro, you over 35 years old, honestly, and you popping off about a Future and you arguing with people about Future or Boston Richey or T-Pain or whoever it might be, and you don't know who Will Crowley is, you don't know who Shelby Green is, you don't know who Terrence Barber is, you don't know who, hell, you may not even know who Diane or William Cox is, or what's so good? Kristen Dozier. You know what I'm saying? If these names don't ring a bell to you, I need to get your priorities straight, my boy. Child, get your priorities straight. Because, yeah, Future here and gone. That's cool. That was okay. Clap, clap. Nori claps. But your real Future, Matter of fact, your present, your money right now is being spent by people that's in office that you can touch at any point, and not violently, of course, but you can get in contact with them. You can touch them. You can talk to them about what's really pressing for you and for your family. But you'd rather get online and argue about if Boston Richey did more for Tallahassee than T-Pain. But yet, you don't know who Nick Maddox is. You don't know who Bill Proctor is. He's 35 years old, 40, 45. Hell, 30. Get your priorities straight. Trying to help y'all out, though. I'm going to do that. I'm going to introduce y'all to one of these candidates once we get into it, man. Once we get into this next track, which is my girl Pompeii with this Feel Good. And then we're going to come back with the man of the hour, my man Will. This is the Enigma Sept Hour podcast. You got time, baby?
Hey, yo, freaky D. I think we got some, baby.
Step out fresh and clean, I'm moving on the scene. Catch me making movies, vibing with the team. MCRK murder, about to be the scene. Aiming for the top and I ain't stopping. Watch my name and lights, I'm gone. Seeming cheese and hard up on the boulevard. Ain't no getting down, I'm shooting for the stars. Try to stop me, then you trying very hard. I'm all me, thick on bows and very light up on my feet. I'm flowing, nigga. I see you clocking me, but I'm patient for my blessings coming in repeat. Gotta keep them vultures from attacking, never lacking. Got my God up on my side. I got one question for you. Don't I make you feel good? 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 Don't I make you feel? Hold up, hold up, hold up. I ain't tryna start no mess, but nigga, what's the hold up? Got my people in the back like we ain't had a rosa. I ain't moving out my seat unless I'm moving closer. Hey, nah, what you doing with it? Got the tool up in your hand cause you ain't got no limits. Shoot it once and now you thinking that life is living. Now you locked up looking crazy, serving life in prison. That ain't living. Hey, you got the ruler potential. Ain't that hard to get there, keep your head on the swivel. Don't get too comfortable when opportunity knocking. Watch out for them snakes, so keep them close with binoculars.
All right, boom, 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 and we back. This is your boy Enigma September. This is the Enigma Sept Hour podcast, episode 179, and I got none other than my man Will Crowley in the building. What's up, my boy?
Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for having me on.
No doubt. Yes, I can hear you very well. Sounding good. Shouts out to my wife. I actually have one of those guys in the queue in the halfway mark, but appreciate it, baby. Thank you for looking out. Yo, first of all, Will, forgive me for butchering your name. I know I'm killing your last name, so
No, it's Crowley. Will Crowley.
Crowley. All right. Crow.
Yeah, like
Crow.
ow.
I'm a crowd. My bad. Shouts out to Doja Cat. Oh man. So glad to have you on. For those who don't know, my man is running for, again, Leon County Commission.
That's right.
District 2 seat. Again, that was vacated by none other than the renowned Jimbo Jackson.
That's right.
And so, yeah, man, first of all, what made you want to run? What made you want to run for this seat?
Well, that's a tough one. There's a lot of things that kind of went into this decision, but I'll tell a quick story about when I knew that I had to get involved more than I already was. The Meadows Mobile Home Park over off of Orange Avenue,
right?
It's close to where I live, and I saw in the paper the displacement that was happening there. For those of y'all who don't know about what happened over at the Meadows, there was a gentleman from Orlando who bought the park. He tripled the lot fees. And then he told folks living there that at the end of their lease, they were going to have to either buy or leave. And a lot of these folks had just moved there. A lot of these folks don't have a ton of extra money anyway to deal with moving expenses unexpectedly, and definitely don't have the money to pay that exorbitant rent increase. So folks were just leaving their stuff on the side of the road and just getting out of there. And, it felt to me like I was watching somebody come into my community, like a predator coming in and like burning up a building, committing arson is what it looked like,
Right.
So I went out there with legal services in North Florida. They were putting on a legal clinic to make sure that folks knew what their rights were. And while I was out there, I met a few people who just were really going through it and really, falling through the cracks, and it's just not right. And so anyway, long story short, I went to a commissioner, someone that I knew who was in office. And I said, I know the state preempts us on a lot of this rental stuff. I know that, we can't do a lot of things like rent control or whatever else, but why aren't we spending more money on rapid rehousing, on other types of support, so that these folks in the middle of Christmas aren't being thrown out on the street? I'm looking at little old ladies who've been there for 30 years, suddenly being packed up and moved away. And the answer that I got, it didn't feel right. The answer that I got was, it is not the purview of local government to make sure that folks have a place to stay. Housing is not the purview of local government, is what I was told. And,
Wow.
This is, right around the same time they were trying to put, $30 million, $27 million into a football stadium. And so from my perspective, if you've got that much money to throw into a football stadium, if that's in your purview, but making sure we don't have school bus drivers who have a safe place to live, and now we don't have enough school bus drivers. So just to put it in perspective, that mobile home park was bought and sold for $14 million, right?
Wow.
So for the $27 million that we spent on a football stadium, we could have bought that park. We could have updated it, made it into workforce housing. And that's just a huge missed opportunity. So anyway, seeing that attitude of, it's not my problem, it's not my job, my hands are tied, there's nothing I can do. That kind of attitude, I think that's underlying a lot of the issues that we see as a society. And it was that moment that I knew that if there was an opportunity for me to, if I saw something open up and I didn't have confidence that someone else could do it better than me, I felt like I had a responsibility to get involved.
Right. No. And I was just telling someone the other day, we're at a point now. I mean, I guess as millennials, younger Gen Xers, if you will, I'm in the cups. So I was here for Nirvana and Drake. Anyway, but yeah, it's our time. It's our time. So, when you're younger, it's kind of like you can have these ideas and like, I wish this could happen. I wish we could do this. But, once you get out of that college age, like, bro, you are at a point now where, you can step up and do things. And part of that is, running for office, what I mean? Not just, trying to vote your way in, but now actually go for that position and do something. So I'm proud of you for stepping up. And also too, speaking of housing, which is, I know a lot of talk is on inflation, but housing is really becoming a crisis again. Almost a second time in this generation. And I know the story Other Meadows, which I spent a lot of time over there as a kid, especially 20 years ago. But 30 years ago, 30, I am old. Hold up. That was 30 years ago. But I do know that practice of people coming in, buying buying the land or these properties, in particular mobile home, is actually happening nationwide. I saw a piece, granted it's, I guess, low key a comedy show, but I know was it last week tonight about your boy, the British dude,
John Oliver.
John Oliver, yeah. I know
Yeah.
he had a whole piece about the same situation happening like in the Midwest,
Yeah.
where these big corporations are coming down, buying up these properties, and then just hiking the rent up or putting in these odd terms to basically, either kick people out or be able to take their money from up under them. And it's a travesty, man. And like you said, you would hope that your government officials, who you voted for to protect you, could do the very least in that, protect your housing. I mean, my thing is, I don't care for political parties either way, but in particular, my thing for government is I want an effective government, and I think the government should be at the very least, do the basics, like make sure the road's straight, make sure my garbage is collected, and if there's a housing situation, crime, these basic needs should be met by the government. So to think that a government official will say, an elected government official would say, "Oh, housing, that's out of my hands," that's a travesty, man. That's sad.
Exactly. And so, the relationships that I built with folks in the Meadows, in particular, Miss Lavinia Johnson, she had 3 adult children, and I want to say 12 grandchildren that all live there in the park together and in homes right next to each other. And now they're all displaced. One moved out of state. And through those relationships, though, I actually worked on this project that I want to let folks know about, not just the campaign, but I was actually able to work with Miss Lavinia and a few other residents of the park, and we made a short documentary film about what happened. And the point of that documentary film was to say, this is violence, what is happening to these people. It is a form of violence, and whether it's gun violence or any sort of criminality like that, our leaders take it, they say they take it very seriously and they want to intervene. But when somebody comes in and turns people out onto the street to make a quick buck, that's also violence. And that's what we tried to make with our film. And it's actually showing as part of the Tallahassee Film Festival, Labor Day weekend or Memorial Day weekend. Which one happens in September? I always get
Labor Day.
One of those, yeah. So early next month here in Tallahassee, there'll be a film festival, and you can just see that one series of short films that are all about Tallahassee. I can share that information with you later if you'd like.
Yeah, no doubt. Matter of fact, if you can get to me in the comments, I think there's a private chat, and then I can post on the screen so people can get that information. I actually got a question from the audience.
Sure.
This is a first. Hey, thank you, Dream Star. I really feel like Nicole Everett. She's gonna kill me later. Question is: are you looking into providing urban hotspots Wi-Fi for low-income people, especially for the students?
Absolutely. That sounds like a great idea. I know at the city level, I remember watching Commissioner Jeremy Matlow push for municipal broadband at the city level, which would basically expand our utility service, water, sewer, and electric to include high-speed internet. And this isn't the exact same thing as providing these urban hotspots. But in general, I think that that's the kind of infrastructure that we could be funding. What I keep saying to people is we are not a poor community. Our county has something like a $400 million budget. So, it's not a matter of not having enough money. It's not having the political will to build a budget that values our needs over, the whims of the wealthy and the well-connected. So, absolutely. Not just our community, but our country is falling behind on a global stage because of very simple things like internet access. How can we compete, in this modern economy if our students don't have access to, the greatest computing technology that's ever existed? So, long way to say, I would absolutely love to see how we could do that throughout the county.
No doubt, no doubt. Now, uh, there is, a difference between, I guess, the city and the county.
Yeah.
And actually, I had Terrence Barber on
Yeah.
last week, and I meant to ask this question. There has been talk in regards to maybe consolidating some of the things between the city and county, or consolidating the boards. I don't know how far that talk has gotten, but do you think, or would you endorse the idea, or do you think it's a good idea or a bad idea? Where do you stand on that?
I remember this issue over the years kind of coming up and going away and coming back up. I think we should absolutely continue what we've done to some extent already, which is identify the departments that could be integrated, where we're not spending, you're not duplicating efforts, not duplicating resources. Like the planning department, for example, they are incorporated into each other. Transportation, I would like to see an integrated transportation department between the county and the city. I think law enforcement could probably work better together, TPD and the sheriff's department. As far as like dissolving city government and wrapping it into the county, I'm not sure that I would support something like that. I do think that, especially in my district, District 2, which goes all the way out to Fort Braden and all the way down to Woodville, the folks living in these rural areas, their issues are different than what the folks who are living closer into city center are. Doesn't mean they're more important or less important. They're just different. And so that's why I think it's important that we have representation at different levels so that, there's more options for people.
No doubt, no doubt. My man Dre Star came back. I want to see if it was part of what was already answered. He said, out of the $400 million budget, are you breaking down to the people in different communities what their tax dollar breakdown is, as far as police, EMS, trash, transportation? Which I guess, to kind of, piggyback or to lean into that, what's your thoughts about transparency in local government? Because I know in Florida we have sunshine laws, which are trying to be diminished day in and day out. But on the local or county level, what are your thoughts about transparency in government?
So I got two thoughts. One, directly to your transparency question, what we have seen over the last several years is a step away from this concept of government in the sunshine. I actually, hang on one second. I'm in my office here, and I have a picture of Governor Askew that I keep on my wall. And it's important to me because of, his work for ethics and transparency in state government in Florida. And we're seeing the opposite here in Leon County. We're seeing fewer public meetings. We're seeing shorter public meetings. And at those public meetings, the first 40 minutes is just the elected officials and their staff just applauding for each other, handing awards back and forth. And that's not really doing the work of the people. I think that we need more meetings. They need to be longer. They need to be at different times so that folks who have different work schedules can attend. It's very difficult to get out to one of those meetings, and you never know how long it's going to take until your issue comes up. So we need to do a lot of work just to let people participate. But as far as budget transparency, that is also a huge issue. It should take no more than 2 clicks to get to your county government website and then see an exact budget breakdown of what's being spent where. But that's not necessarily what we have. And, I'm not in the business of casting aspersions on anybody or assuming ill will where incompetence could just as easily be the reason. But I am troubled by the direction that we're going, but I'm hopeful because of this election cycle. I'm not the only one. There are several candidates in this race that are pushing very hard for community control of public resources. And that's what my campaign is all about. I have this budget background. I've worked in budget and finance for the state for several years. I've got advanced degrees in this subject. So I don't have to rely on staff and rubber stamp what they want. I'm able to understand that language, understand the process, and then communicate it effectively to the the folks who live in District 2.
Will, would you say that one more time? That your experience and budget, and you don't have to rely on staff.
That's right. I'll say it one more time. I'll spell it out for you. I got a graduate degree in urban planning. I got a graduate degree in public administration, focusing on public finance. I've managed, I've worked with budgets at the College of Medicine at FSU. And I was a budget analyst at the state legislature working in appropriations. So that shows you that I understand this process. I know how a budget works. I know how the negotiation process works between two parties that don't want to agree, right? So I know how to oversee an audit of every department, which is one of my first priorities, so that we can spend money in a way that works for us and not for the wealthy and well-connected.
Right. And I think that's important, that, just let the people know that you're just not somebody just randomly you just want to run up in government and to hold a seat for whatever, be a placeholder or a statue, whatever. You got experience. You actually know what's going on. You know the nuts and bolts, as they say, of what's going on with government. And I think that's very, very important. Dre Star had a question, or was adding to, saying, provide those meetings online for later viewing.
Yeah. So those meetings, generally county meetings, blueprint meetings, those generally can be found online after the fact, but I don't think that's enough. And so, as a commissioner, I would be following the lead of people like City Commissioner Jack Porter. And, every week she has an online forum where she talks about the work she's been doing that week. She talks about issues that are coming up, and then she takes questions from the audience. And that's the kind of relationship I would like to have with the district. Whether it's online or in person or combination of the two. Look, the elephant in the room when it comes to District 2 is that it is not a very engaged district politically. Only 17% of eligible voters turned out in 2020. That shows me a community that doesn't feel like there's a point in participating. Why should I get out there and vote? Because for generations, we've needed a sidewalk on West Tharp. For generations, we've needed a sidewalk on Orange Avenue. Right. It's not a secret. People keep telling us they're going to do it. And now West Tharp's sidewalk project has been pushed to 2040. Wow. Meanwhile, we're spending $80 million on roadways on the northeast side. We're spending $27 million on luxury football stadium upgrades. It's just, there's no excuse for it. I think you've got a certain group of folks who get into office that take money from developers and other big business, which, I don't take that money. You can go look at the supervisor of elections office, and you'll see not only do I not take a dime or a dollar from any big business or developer, out of 7 people in this race, I'm the only one with an average contribution under $100. And that shows you that this is a working class movement. Right.
Yeah, you can find, if you guys want to see that information, you can find it at leonvotes.org. I'm nosy and a journalist, low key, so I was able to find it. So if you can't find it, holler at your boy, and I'll direct you to where you can see where those contributions are coming from. Let me see, my man Dre Star said, are you pushing and educating on early voting and absentee balloting? Actually, yeah, right now, part of what this is right now is trying to get the early vote in Leon County. It started yesterday. The early voting started.
It started a couple of days ago. Yeah.
Okay.
I think Saturday is when early voting started, and it will go until Saturday, I want to say. And then August 23rd is the big day. That is the primary.
No doubt. So, yeah, if you all are in Leon County, right now, get prepared. If you haven't received your ballots, again, you can go to leonvotes.org or just go to, leoncounty.org. Check that out. And matter of fact, let me see if I can type it in here. What is it? Early is the supervisor?
Yeah, Mark Early.
Yeah.
Great guy.
He better like me for giving his promo. Mark, holla at your boy. I'm giving you promo to this very important site that every Leon County voter should have anyway.
It's a great public service.
I'm trying to do, I'm giving you guys insights.
I gave you all the tools.
So we're gonna take this little break, man. I'm gonna go ahead
Sure.
and play a couple of tracks. You will come back, let people know how they can get in contact with you and your plans for if you do or do not win, and see what's gonna happen with that. So right now I got Small Town, my man Tareef Knockout, Felicia, and got Trippy with Tokyo Extraordinaire featuring my man Bachi. This is the Enigma Sept Hour podcast. You got time, baby.
Grew up in a small town in our own world. Had a thing for this shawty, wish I knew her. But I only sit online on computer. I'm talking so bad, won't text her, I'ma call first. Grew up in a small town in our own world. Had a thing for this shawty, wish I knew her. But I only sit online on computer. I'm talking so bad, caught this sick now, call first. Grew up in a small town, used to stay off Wanish Way. Worked in the mall, the food court at Chick-fil-A. Even called out my name as you handed me my tray. I looked you in your eyes and still had nothing to say. The embarrassment was written all over faces. I about face and walked the other way. And to be quite honest, I can't shake it to the day. Add you to the long list of regrets in my life. Not to make matters worse, you a mother and a bride. Ask me if I'm okay, I just lie and say I'm fine. There's no queen, there's no UNITY. Pretty girls rarely like nice guys. They in the pizza nights and some cheap red wine. Them South Florida beaches, you can see sunrise. I'm chasing limelight, more rhymes, tour lines. If things don't work out next life, I won't think twice. Like this. Real eyes, realize, real lies, these ain't no pipe dreams. It's real life, trying to keep the walk right, microscope, light beam. Tightrope, switch flows, just like a change clothes, part of me. Just keep up, meet us out over yonder where the light be. Kick it like faithful, do it like Nike. I ain't no hype beast, you ain't got a hype beat. All of my songs, is where you find me. Flow like water, dripping, super duper. Flow be extra stupid, shine like VVS. God's the greatest jeweler. Watch how I learn the game, then give it right back to you. I'm less like talk about it, and more like, oh, let's do it. This that bounce, this that standing on the couch. This that going and get up, get out and get some. This that truth, this that water, this that going and what's it move. This that watch us change the world, this that trippy groovy, about to make a movie. I say, kick it like faithful, do it like Nike. I ain't no hype beast, you ain't got a hype beat. All of my songs, is where you find me. Flow like water, dripping.
All right, boom, 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 and we back. This is your boy Enigma September, and this is the Enigma Sept Hour podcast, which you just heard with Small Town, my man Tareef Knockout, and Trippy, Tokyo Extraordinaire featuring Bachi. Yes, I was vibing. I got my man Will Crowley in the building, running for District 2 of the Leon County Commission. And shout out to my mom. She said, "We have a winner." Will Crowley. Mother was very animate about that. Unfortunately, she lives in Orange County, so she can't vote. But definitely gave me a good endorsement. And she said, "Outstanding podcast. Good night. Love you, Mom. Thank you.
Good night."
Yeah. So just let me know it's time for us to wrap this thing on up. But before we do, yeah, man. So there is a crowded field. I think there's about 4 other candidates.
There are 6 other candidates.
6 other candidates. I apologize.
It's okay.
Wow.
I tell you what, though, it's actually good for me. And this is, we've got a path to the general. There are 7 of us. It's going to go to a runoff.
Okay.
But with the district the size that it is, and with as many, right-leaning folks out there fighting for the same votes in Fort Braden and whatnot, I think we need 1,600 votes. If I can get 1,600 votes, I'm confident that I can get to the general.
No doubt. And I remember someone told me when it comes out to elections, it's all about the margins. It's all about trying to, get that that little piece over really get you in the right spot. So yeah, hopefully that happens. Of course, clearly I'm rooting for you. Known you for a minute. I know your background is strong in fighting for the people. You've been doing
Yes,
that for
sir.
a minute. Now, granted, let's say doesn't work out rather in the primary or the general. How can the people expect Will to continue to fight for them in the field?
Well, listen, as far as I'm concerned, nothing's going to change. If I, if I don't succeed with my goal, that doesn't mean that I'm not going to be doing the same thing that I've been doing. I'm still going to show up and support the local activist organizations by participating in their demonstrations. I'm still going to show up at city and county commission meetings and speak out about what I see as, irresponsible spending. I'm still going to be an active member of my community. I'm going to keep an eye on what's happening in District 2, and I'm going to keep whoever's in that office, I'm going to keep them honest. But, y'all aren't going to get rid of me that easy.
Right. And actually, too, that poses a good question. Like you said, you gotta keep them honest. And I think a lot of people, they kind of feel as if voting is just all they can do, when actually it's the least. It's like pretty much that's kind of the
bare
start
minimum. Yeah.
What if and when you do win, how will you encourage people to continue to put the fire under your feet to make sure that you on the point?
So what I want to do, there's three different functions that a commissioner can do. The first one is just voting up and down on policy, right? The second one is going outside of the community and bringing new ideas to the table that we haven't tried before. But the third one is the most important, and that's directly to your question. It's engaging the community as a leader within it, and kind of bringing people together. So what I plan to do with the 2 years that I would have a half term, it's not enough to get everything done I want to get done, but what it can do is it can build a plan forward. We keep hearing about strategic plans for this and for that. I want a strategic plan for District 2 specifically that looks at our needs and how we've been left behind in the past, and a path for us to move forward together. And although I do have budget expertise and policy expertise, I'm not going to write it myself, because what I see as the needs aren't necessarily what y'all see as the needs and what this person sees as the needs. So my plan is I want to go to every neighborhood association, every church group, every mentorship program, everybody who's working in District 2 to make it better. I want to bring them to the table, and together we're going to build a document that identifies our top plans, our top problems over the next several years. It identifies what we've tried before that didn't work and what we want to try next time. But most importantly, this document is going to have metrics. It's going to have how we are going to measure progress, so that I can't just say, oh yeah, we did it. You're going to have numbers to judge whether I did it or not. And that way, by the time those 2 years are up, we'll have a plan that we can say, this is what we worked on together. All of our voices came together to make this document. And not only does that help hold me responsible and help everyone have confidence in the direction we're going, it also helps us when we are bargaining at the county commission level. When I'm talking to other county commissioners, it gives me the strength to say, this is my mandate. This is what my community has come together and said, this is what we want, so that we're no longer left behind. And that will give me the leverage that I need to get votes through the rest of the commission to make sure we're serving District 2.
No doubt. Man, it sounds like a democracy. Sounds like a democracy.
Don't say that too loud. People get afraid of democracy now. People get afraid of stuff they can't control.
I don't want to grow people. Oh, my bad. Excuse me. I don't want the mess thrown at me. I got jokes.
Yeah, you do.
A lot of mudslinging. But actually, no, you know what? I'm not gonna get into that. I'm gonna let those people have that. Even though we do want to get into it, I am about to smoke, but I'm not gonna do that to you. What's my man Dre Star said? Are you interested in national political office?
No. I am not. I guess that there's folks who would advise me to not rule anything out. But Tallahassee is my home. I'm not from here, but when I moved here, I fell in love with it. I would love to serve as a commissioner for many years if I can do the job that to enough that people want to keep me in. But I'm not interested in leaving, to DC or anything like that. Not my scene,
Right. No, actually, I mean, I'm glad Dre Star asked that because I was thinking more so at least statewide. If you just a state office, I think that would be great as well. Even though it will be a very tough fight, be it that it is overran by one set of people, I guess.
Exactly, but I want to make it clear that sometimes there's an attitude looking at government and saying, okay, well, national politics, that's the professional league, state politics, that's the D league or the minor league, and then locals, that's just like varsity football or something. That's not necessarily the case,
No, it's not.
I want to encourage folks to be paying attention to what you started this segment out with, that folks need to be paying attention to these names that you see on these signs on the side of the road. It's not just for trivia's sake. It is what affects our life every day.
These people are spending your money on a football stadium.
That's right. They're spending your money. They're taking your money. Yes, exactly. And so
no sales tax.
Yes, your money. And local government arguably has more of an impact on your day-to-day life than anything that the president does in a day.
Your utility bill, your millage rates, all that stuff that be popping out in your mailbox.
Yes, and not only does it affect your life more directly, like you also said, you can reach out and touch these people. That, figuratively speaking, they are your neighbors. They live here with you. You can get involved. And a small group of motivated people here at the local level can create massive change.
Exactly. Especially being in the capital city.
Exactly.
Man, that message really gets out to people. Will, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
I put up the festival address for the audio people. It's TallahasseeFilmFestival.com/event, the singular event / shorts with an S, with two S's, I guess. Shorts singular plural -II-TLH-edition /
Yeah, basically that link just takes you to the specific shorts section that my film is in. But if you go to TallahasseeFilmFestival.com and look for the title of my film, which is Fire in the Meadows, you'll be able to find it.
Nice title. So you guys make sure to do that. Also, too, I have Will's information regarding his campaign. Scrolling on the video, if you listen to the audio podcast, you'll find the information in the description below. And yeah, man. So you guys make sure to look out for Will, man. Support him. And what else? Yeah, man. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you for the opportunity. I tell you what, man, I listen to Underground Railroad all the time, especially when I'm out there canvassing. So I appreciate y'all.
You gotta make sure to give you a shout out this Saturday.
Please do. Yeah, I'll be listening because I'm out there canvassing every day on Saturday and Sunday. So I'll be listening to y'all.
Yeah, I was out of town last week. I had to take baby girl down to Peppa Pig Land.
Oh, Peppa Pig Land.
Yeah, she had fun. I almost died. I mentioned this earlier. Drink water, hydrate. Matter of fact, Will, you got the canvassing, hydrate, my boy.
Always.
Hydrate.
Always. Man,
yeah. Florida sun is not for play.
No, sir.
All right, for those out there, boom, boom, boom. So political stuff is done, I think, so far. Maybe. Anybody out there, if you say, yo, you had the ops and I want to show up on the podcast, I may just pull in Nicole and just do a special joint for you. You know what I'm saying? So holler at your boy, see what we can arrange. But I do want to be fair and balanced, and not like the other channel that Atlas does that. I'm a Libra. I'm for real with it. So yeah, if you want to you know what I'm saying, want to get your name out there, holler at your boy. I'm willing to do a short just for that. We do have a musical act on the next podcast. Actually, 2. Not gonna say any names, but yeah, just stay tuned for that. I think it'll be very interesting, if you will. Congratulations on these 2 guys who's going to show up on the podcast next weekend. So round of applause for that. Other than that, like Will said, WVFS Underground Railroad, me and JC will be live this Saturday. And I think that's about it. Again, phenomenal cooking experience. Holla at my girl, my wife. She killing it. Photos by Enigma Sept. I'm out here shooting. Holla at your boy. I got you. Making it look pretty. Matter of fact, check out pictures. I do white people too. How about that? I'm going to put it out there. Don't get it twisted. I'm a black photographer. I got 2 pretty white people on my page right now. All right, I'm tripping out. It's late. My wife's gonna kill me. I'm gonna get up out of here, man. It's the Enigma Sept Hour podcast. You got time, baby.